In 1980, Jacob Miller died suddenly at just 27, and a generation of reggae listeners felt the silence all at once. He wasn't a flashy star, and he never lived long enough to enjoy what his voice created. His rise was fast, his ending abrupt. What remains today is a quiet story told through echoes, an abandoned house in Kingston, a career that burned bright and brief, and a reggae legacy that kept growing long after the man was gone. To understand that legacy, we have to go back to the beginning and the road that led him to the mic. Born on May 4, 1952 in Mandeville, Manchester Parish, Jacob Miller entered the world already surrounded by music. He was the only son of Joan Ashman, a gifted choir singer and pianist, and a musically inclined father he never truly knew. His parents separated early, leaving Jacob's upbringing anchored firmly on the maternal side of the family. Rhythm came naturally. As a child, he was known for turning everyday objects, pots, pans, tabletops, into percussion instruments, instinctively locking into tempo long before he understood theory. Raised within the Rastafari faith, Jacob spent much of his early childhood under the care of his maternal aunt. Around the age of 8, his life shifted decisively when he moved to Kingston to live with his grandparents at 21 Rousseau Street. Unlike the harsh inner-city yards that shaped many of his peers, this was a modest middle-class neighborhood. But Kingston itself was the real classroom. The city's sound systems, studios, and street culture quickly absorbed him. He gravitated toward Studio One, run by legendary producer Clement Coxone Dodd. Simply being near that space, watching singers rehearse, musicians record, engineers mix, educated him faster than any classroom could. Jacob absorbed everything. His personality made him welcome everywhere. Open, funny, generous to a fault. His mother once recalled seeing him throw money into the air in Halfway Tree just to share with friends. That spirit, joy without calculation, would later define his stage presence. Jacob's recording career took a decisive turn in the early 1970s when he began working with producer Augustus Pablo. Between 1974 and 1975, he recorded a run of singles that would quietly become rockers-era classics. Baby I Love You So, False Rasta, Who Say Jah No Dread, Each One Teach One, and Girl Named Pat. Backed by Pablo's haunting melodica lines and dub versions mixed by King Tubby, Jacob's voice cut through with unusual warmth and authority. He didn't shout, he didn't posture. He sang like someone telling the truth because he had nothing else to offer. These recordings built his reputation quickly. Producers noticed, bands noticed, and eventually, Inner Circle noticed. At the time, Inner Circle was a skilled but still evolving group, known for blending reggae with polished arrangements and even US top 40 covers. With Jacob stepping in as lead singer, everything shifted. Roger Lewis later described him as always cheerful, always joking. Everyone loved him. On stage, Jacob radiated ease. Off stage, he kept the band together with humor and warmth. By 1976, Inner Circle signed with Capitol Records and released Reggae Thing, followed by Ready for the World in 1977. These albums introduced Jacob's voice to an international audience and positioned him as one of reggae's most promising frontmen. Yet even as the band gained momentum, Jacob never abandoned his solo identity. He continued recording independently, releasing songs like Forward Jah Jah Children, Girl Don't Come, produced by Gussie Clarke, and I'm a Natty, produced by Joe Gibbs. His 1976 solo album Tenement Yard captured him at his rawest, confident, playful, and spiritually grounded. That same year, he placed second in the Jamaica Festival Song Contest with All Night Till Daylight, further confirming that his appeal extended beyond underground reggae circles. Years later, his music would resurface unexpectedly when dub versions appeared in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, introducing a new generation to his voice. Jacob's cultural peak arrived in 1978 at the One Love Peace concert at Kingston's National Stadium. Sharing the stage with Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, and others, Jacob held his own, not through spectacle, but through sincerity. That same year, he appeared in the classic film Rockers, playing himself as a hotel band singer alongside Inner Circle. It felt like the beginning of something permanent. But permanence never came. Just as his voice reached its fullest power, time ran out, and the home he left behind would soon become a silent witness to everything unfinished. Abandoned house. A home left behind. Until his sudden death, Jacob Miller never truly left Kingston. Fame took his voice around the world, but his roots stayed grounded in the city that shaped him. The 3-story, 2-bedroom home still stands, almost hidden behind an overgrown garden that has long escaped human care. Once painted and alive, its exterior has faded into rough, weather-beaten wood, burned gray by years of sun and rain. The balcony remains, but it overlooks nothing now. The porch sags slightly, its steps frozen in time. No creaks, no footsteps, no sign that anyone has crossed them in decades. Cracks run through the concrete paths where weeds push upward, patient and determined. Nature has begun its slow takeover, reclaiming what was left unattended. Inside, the air feels heavy, as if the house itself remembers. Any furniture that remains sits buried under thick layers of dust, undisturbed, like snowfall that never melts. Rooms feel paused between decay and memory, neither fully alive nor fully gone. This is more than an abandoned structure. It is a life interrupted, a place meant to grow with its owner, left instead to age alone. No renovations followed, no new tenants arrived. After Jacob Miller's death, the house simply stayed still, unclaimed, unspoken for, and forgotten by the systems that move on too quickly. In Kingston, abandoned homes often tell quiet stories, families who moved away, dreams that collapsed, lives that ended without closure. Jacob's house belongs to that tradition, but with heavier meaning. It is the physical echo of a career that rose fast and ended too soon. From here, the story shifts to what Jacob Miller earned, what he lost, and how his success was never allowed the time to fully settle. Income and net worth. By the time Jacob Miller died in 1980, there was no clear record of wealth left behind, only music, memory, and unfinished momentum. Unlike today's artists, reggae musicians of the 1970s rarely benefited from transparent contracts or long-term royalty structures. During his lifetime, Miller's income came almost entirely from recording sessions and live performances. As the lead singer of Inner Circle after 1976, he toured and recorded under major label backing, including Capitol Records. But his career window was brutally short. Just a few intense years at the center of reggae's global rise, then silence. No long runway. No time to renegotiate power. His solo work, especially Tenement Yard, 1976, became critically respected, but modestly rewarded at the time of release. Like many Jamaican artists of that era, Miller often received flat fees or limited advances rather than ownership of masters. Royalties, when they existed, were inconsistent and difficult to collect. Ironically, the most financially valuable chapter of his catalog emerged after his death. Inner Circle's later global success, most notably songs like Bad Boys, released years after Miller passed, brought renewed attention to the band's legacy. That revival helped keep his voice alive in compilations, documentaries, radio rotations, and modern streaming playlists. Any meaningful net worth tied to his name today is largely posthumous, driven by cultural relevance rather than wealth he ever touched. His story reflects a hard truth in reggae history. Influence often outlived income. From here, the narrative turns inward, to the man behind the voice, and to the sudden, tragic ending that froze everything in motion. Personal life and tragic death. Despite his rising fame as the lead voice of Inner Circle, he kept his personal life largely out of public view. There are no tabloid stories, no carefully crafted public romances, no manufactured image. What survives instead are fragments, memories from friends, bandmates, and family, describing a man who was joyful, generous, and impossible to ignore when he entered a room. Jacob was a committed Rastafari, and that faith shaped both his worldview and his everyday life. He was known for his warmth, his humor, and a childlike generosity that sometimes bordered on reckless kindness. Stories of him sharing money freely, laughing loudly, and treating strangers like lifelong friends appear again and again in recollections. He was not guarded. He was open, and that openness became part of his legend. He was also a father. Sources confirm that Jacob had several children, though the exact number remains unclear. Some say 4, others suggest more. What is tragically consistent across accounts is that family mattered deeply to him. That makes what happened next even more devastating. On March 23, 1980, Jacob Miller died in a car accident on Hope Road in Kingston, Jamaica. He was just 27 years old. In the same crash, one of his young sons also lost his life. The shock was immediate and profound. Jamaica had not just lost a star, it had lost a voice that felt unfinished, a spirit still accelerating forward. The timing made it worse. Miller had just returned from traveling abroad, with reports mentioning trips that included Brazil alongside members of Bob Marley's Circle. His career was expanding. Inner Circle was gaining international traction. The future felt wide open. And then, suddenly, it wasn't. His death sent shockwaves through the reggae world. For Ian and Roger Lewis, the founding brothers of Inner Circle, the loss was unbearable. Grief pushed them to leave Jamaica altogether. They relocated to Miami, where they later founded Circle House Studios, a move that would eventually reshape their sound and extend the band's legacy, but always with Jacob's absence at its core. Decades later, his presence is still felt. Inner Circle continues to honor him on major stages. Artists, fans, and family members mark his birthday each year as a birthday in heaven. His cousin, Maxie Priest, and many others speak of him not as a tragic figure, but as a source of light. Jacob Miller didn't fade. He stopped mid-sentence. And that unfinished sentence is what carries us to the end of this story. Thank you for staying with us until the very end of this story. Your time, your attention, and your love for music like this are what keep these voices alive long after they're gone. Every view, every comment, every shared memory helps preserve stories that history almost forgot. If this journey through Jacob Miller's life and legacy meant something to you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still believes music carries truth. Rest in peace, Killer Miller. Your vibes live on.